What a sound. What a sound. If that doesn't sum up this whole thing. Dead Space 3.
Oh god.
And somehow she's able to rescue them.
You knock on the windshield.
Yeah, exactly.
Bitch,
Let
let's
me
in.
in.
Isaac? Isaac?
You gotta push the button there, retard.
Kava? Isaac?
Yeah.
You're gone, Ozzy.
In space.
The Mark signal. It's gone too. Isaac, you did it.
Now you have to do the same process on every planet.
You really did.
And there's one left on the ship.
Signal.
Earth space coordinates.
Signal interruption.
Shock drive enabled. Standing by.
No, wait, I'm still here. Don't leave. Don't leave.
We're hanging off the back.
Well, we've done that before.
Dude, connection interrupted right now. Wow, credits.
Oh my god.
Can we get a Y5?
Oh.
Y5.
Hey, can we, oh, wait, there's a coda.
Wi-Fi.
It's not over yet. He's still alive in there somewhere.
No, in the next game you play as Master Chief.
Master Chef.
Inventory saving. Yes! Shoot for the moon.
So I guess essentially that means there'll be no more Dead Space games. That's it.
Get on my level, bitches.
Isaac Clarke's dead, so we think. So, alright. So normally this would be... It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I might be a little rusty. But after finishing a game, we let the credits roll. Rip in peace. That's redundant. But maybe fitting. I don't know. So normally I let the credits roll all the way out to completion because everybody involved in the game should get recognition. Let it play out. And then I talk a little bit about pros, cons, and everything therein. And normally with these Sony games, or well, I guess this would be multi-platform, but these games thank everybody, including the person who brought pie to the, you know, the final meeting before launch.
But the credits...
Okay, so I'm gonna go first. Then Tanner, since you're playing with me, you get a chance to talk too, of course.
Absolutely.
Co-op's amazing. Co-op was fun. Co-op made this game playable. I could not see myself playing this single player. I'm also a little disappointed because this doesn't feel like a Dead Space game to me. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. It frustrated the shit out of me at times, but essentially my fear on what this game was going to turn out to be is pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be. Slight horror, but mostly action and a lot of third-person shooting and not really, like, I understand the story is going to evolve the gameplay because they can't have him just going back through another ship and being like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So maybe there's not a lightning strike, maybe there's a lightning strike striking twice kind of thing. That how many times can he be so, on some level, if you want to recreate that feeling from the first game, you've got to start from scratch with a new protagonist who doesn't know what's going on. But, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's probably, I would be surprised if at the end of the year this game makes it into my top 10. I hate to say that, but seeing what's going to come out this year, I have a sinking feeling this game is probably going to get dropped from my list pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's as disappointing to me this year as, oh god, I can't even remember last year's games now. And don't get me wrong, it's a competent game. It plays well. The co-op is great. The shooting is great. The modular weapons, some are better than others. Some are completely OP. Some are completely misbalanced. Some are completely useless. I think that's really smart. I think not having a line cutter of any, not needing a line cutter at all in the game is kind of a disappointment.
Not needing
but
the smaller weapons as well.
yeah, it's strange. Anyway, Tanner, what are your thoughts?
Not to reiterate everything you've said, but let's see smaller aspects. As far as the weapons go, yeah, you're right. Like, when a game like this, when they have such a wide range of customizable things, there's always going to be like the really useless weapons. Sadly, I feel like 90% of everything in this game was useless, and that the only things that I only 3 different types of weapons in this whole thing. I only used the machine gun, the shotgun, and the force gun, just because they too had knockback.
No, I agree.
And the other one is more accurate. I mean, I would never use the rocket launcher because you would shoot yourself and die. And
well, I mean, I kept trying to use different weapons just to see if they would work, and
yeah,
I liked using the rocket launcher, and I mean, we killing those tentacle things at the end was really possible because I was using that pinpoint fucking thing. But I mean, I don't know. This game. Okay, here's the thing. If this game had been 4 hours shorter, I think it would have. It felt like it went on way too long, and I hate to say that about a game because we always talk about games being too short, but this game just feels like it outstayed its welcome after a while. It's
especially
just
how left turn it went with the alien aspect. I can understand I could wrap my brain around the zombie aspect of the first two,
Right.
how the reanimation of dead corpses and all that stuff, but then you bring in this other element of where there's these alien race that try to destroy the necromorphs or couldn't do it, or they stopped
but I disagree with you a little bit because I like that because seeing how this thing affected other races that are not humanoid is actually pretty cool. But
game standpoint, as far as story, I think that's what's really cool. But I mean, as far as a gameplay, it's kind of just okay, where the fuck are we now?
But you always knew you were on a weird planet. You landed on the planet and you knew something wasn't right. But what's weird is that they had this planet,
I guess it just kind of
and all of these humanoid establishments. They set that up that they were looking into it, and then everybody went silent.
Yeah.
And then we came back, and no one figured this out before, or they did, and it was just.
Well, remember in the beginning where they had all the.
Well, yeah, they cut it. Yeah, they killed everybody to hide it, to bury it.
So we would have known all that stuff if those two guys succeeded. But
I don't know. This one's a tough one for me because, like I said, it's not a bad game. It's a very competent game. I enjoyed playing it. I don't regret my purchase. But
I don't.
Of the 3 Dead Space games, I think it's the weakest on multiple levels.
But I don't think if as far as it working as a third one, I don't think they really could use the same formula of the first 2 games.
No, of course not.
So they had to have gone the route that they have gone. I mean, not had to, but I mean, it's the most logical way to go, as far as like, because yeah, you said it before, like, you can't have your main character be confused and all that shit for a third game.
Yeah.
I mean, he understands it. He knows that what's going on. He knows that he needs to kill everything and go on and destroy the marker and for them,
but
yeah,
on the same level, I almost wish it had been a different protagonist experiencing things for the first time.
even if it was just Carver.
Yeah, even if it was just Carver, just seeing it from a different perspective. And I'm hoping that's what they'll do with 4, because I'd
Yeah.
love to get some of the sense of the first 2 games back in it. But, okay, so if we're going to just take this one on its own, the
Without-
combat, without the other 2,
I,
the
I
combat.
enjoy it. I think it's one of my, as far as not comparing it to the other ones, it's probably one of my favorite action titles of this type, like the third person over the shoulder
Yeah.
as far as action goes.
I don't
had a-
know. I don't feel like it was. I feel like Gears of War did it better.
Yeah, I guess I never really cared for Gears of War that much.
I don't
Like,
think this particular series lends itself to this kind of combat, and that's where I run into a problem. Is that it feels like when you
But once you accept it,
Hmm?
it's
yeah,
it-
when you stop fighting it, when you stop thinking that it's gonna be like the last 2 games, you can get
Seems
past
like-
it and play it for its own merits. But at the same time, it's just like, they can make a bunch of Resident Evil games where they have the same vibe that people want from Resident Evil.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I'm torn. On the one hand, you have to take it for what it is on its own, and on the other hand, you don't. You can say, well, I know when you say Dead Space, this is the kind of game I want to play, because those 2 first games had that, and that's what I loved about it. And I'm conflicted, because part of me wants that game back, and the other part of me plays this game and is like, there's good stuff to be had in this game, but you call it Dead Space, and this is not what I want from a Dead Space game. Like, perhaps like it feels shitty to be like, perhaps you call it something else, or perhaps you make this game
spin-off,
but
or
not
like,
but not a Dead Space game. I don't know. Like, unfortunately, I don't think that's the right thing either. I'm
Baby Gabas and Baby Wilga. What the fuck?
and I'm so tired of all the different like false endings and false deaths and false like this.
Yeah, like,
like
she's dead, and
the
she's
the
dead.
story in this game is abysmal. I'm sorry. It's some of the worst, most cliche science fiction tropes ever. I was just like, it's just disappointing sometimes.
You're reading these. Some of these are
I know they thank everybody,
no,
but I will say this: I'm happy they made a 3rd Dead Space game.
I'm very happy. To
I enjoyed playing it, and on its own merits, like, happy to get through it. Happy to see the trilogy come to a close. Excited to see what they do with it moving forward, and really glad I don't have to play it anymore.
Yeah.
Which, just, you guys have seen me finish games on cast before. When I say those words, when those words come out of my mouth, that's not a good reaction to a game. Unfortunately. This was a tough one.
Yeah.
It'll probably make, it'll probably make a bunch of awards end of the year. It definitely has some good merits to it. I need to sit on it a little bit before I write my delayed reactions on this game now. Is there a coda, or does it just go back?
Here it goes.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Come back and get me.
Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck everything I just said. Fuck you. Fuck this game.
New game has been unlocked. Here, I'll let you read it.
Fuck you. Fuck you. God, oh, what are you doing?
+3 SPD
Oh,
circuit.
what is it with... Why is it no one can have the balls to kill off their main character and just fucking do it?
Just do it. Normal difficulty complete. Casual complete.
Well, what do you say, Tanner? Should we close this one out?
Yeah.
Oh, I know people were pissed he didn't die at the end of 2. I so did not want that to just happen. That just makes me hate this game even more. Okay, I got one other thing to say. I don't hate this game. I don't hate this game. Again, I think I have played some real clunkers. Some real, like, terrible, fucking, awful, shitty games. That's why we do the Gamepocalypse. We do the Gamepocalypse because really shitty games exist. This is not a really shitty game. It's a good game. It's a solid game.
We're
You
just
can
really
get
hard
through
on it.
You can complete it. It's just, it's coming after 2 games that are probably some of my favorite games of this generation. And, you know, I thought, to go to another EA game, I thought Mass Effect 3 was awesome. Loved it. I know people had problems with the ending, but it was consistent. It felt like that game was the cap on a really awesome trilogy. This, to me, feels like the inverse of that. Like, it tied up all the loose ends, but fucking A, if it didn't just bash everything that the last 2 games set up with a giant fucking iron club. So, I don't know. But as far as the game is concerned,
I think we also missed out on a lot because we talked through a lot of the lore and a lot of the story.
yeah, and
And
there's a part to that
We
that,
played
you
this
know.
solo and really got to like enjoy and really get into connecting with what's going on in the game.
And we died a lot,
Yeah.
which made it. Well, Tanner died a lot. I spent a lot of time reviving
Rob
him.
actually never died.
I never died once. I'm a golden god at this game.
It's a platinum god.
And
actually.
it's platinum god and platinum award. I actually am wearing it around my neck right now, and it's an illustrious title for rarefied. I don't even know. That's just how we roll.
Carver's backstory. See that? Okay, that's one thing that I'm kind of disappointed on, and I was really hoping that they would add in a lot more insanity into this one. This one is like, yeah, there's some sprinkled in, like, Carver has some insanity parts. Isaac has no insanity parts, really.
Well, not that we didn't really do the side missions. We did one side mission, to be fair.
Okay.
We
So you
didn't-
think that that part had those just share the side? That's yeah. See, that's Eddie's.
Oh,
complaint.
really? There aren't more.
I was hoping that the side missions would have more backstory as far as insanity and how like their character is handling the whole situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, 2 Isaac was like going nuts, and in the beginning of 2 he was kind of, and in the beginning of 3 you can kind of tell that he had shit going on in his head,
Right.
and it's like, hey, let's focus on Carver. I mean, it would be tough to like try to tell 2 people's story.
I
at the
have
same-
one thought about all of that, because of what you're just saying between Isaac and Carver. And I think it goes back to the first announcement when when EA and Visceral mentioned that there would be co-op on this game.
Yeah.
I think if they had not done co-op, if they had engineered a story around Isaac doing this by himself, maybe it wouldn't have been as innovative. Maybe they wouldn't have tried as many things as they would have tried, but maybe it would have felt more traditional. It would have felt more in line with the other 2 games.
Yeah.
Adding co-op changes, you can't have a horror story with 2 people. Like, you can't have the tension of feeling alone if you're not alone. And even in solo, you still have another companion traveling through this hell with you.
Does Carver come with you the entire time in single player?
I believe so. I think he splinters on and off. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Eddie would know. But yeah, something about that just seems more difficult. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. We have completed Dead Space 3. My delayed reactions and Tanner's delayed reactions, and joint delayed reactions, will be going up on Game Crashers this week. Carver just does his own thing in single player. You hardly see him. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, that's what I saw in the demo.
I wonder if it's worth playing through single player. I really don't want to play it again, though.
I am kind of like throughout the game. I was like, oh, I can't wait to play this again. And now I'm kind of just like, fuck. But I think it's after. I think I need like to sleep on it. And
Yeah, probably.
I'm
That's
still,
probably
like,
a good idea.
Kind of sick of it right now.
And I think with that, we are gonna fucking close out this cast and take a nap on this one and
Take a long night.
long fucking while it's still dark out. And like I said, we'll have a delayed reaction up on the site. And don't forget, Crashcast Live will be going on today. Fuck. Yeah. Just a couple hours from now, really. All right. Anyway. What was I trying to do? Oh, yeah. I can't actually... Oh, man. I'm so tired. I'm losing track of what I'm trying to do here. All right. I'm going to throw on the full camera. And let's crack open the music. Guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I want to thank you so much, everybody, for watching the stream and watching the cast. I want to thank Tanner for being on the show and playing this with me all the way through to completion. It's been a fantastic, fantastic time. You guys are amazing. This has been the GCTV Randomcast. I'm your host of Master Ceremonies, DarkSideRob. Dead Space 3 on the PS3 has been vanquished, and we now move on to the next game. It'll probably be DMC or AC3. Talk about another game with a disappointing ending. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, be sure to keep playing those video games. Stay safe, everybody. Follow the channel if you're not already doing so. And remember, Crashcast Live tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be around to talk about PS4, PAX East, and a whole bunch of other shit, so you're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back here. Thanks, everybody in the channel for watching. Thanks, everybody on Twitch TV. And I'm going to get some sleep. Let's show you Tanner one more time.
Whoa.
Say goodnight, Tanner.
Peace, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, buddy, for playing.
Love you all.
If you guys want to find out more about what we do here, be sure to head to all of the links on this screen here. Game Crashers all across the internet, on Twitter, on Steam, on YouTube, on GameCrashers.net, on Facebook. And remember, every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, Randomcast and Crashcast Live. That's going to do it for us. Until next time, keep playing those video games. Stay safe, everybody. And peace out.
Good night.
Good night, people.